So what are we going to talk about today? I want to review why I think you should be studying abroad as an econ accounting major. Where are some of the places you might consider going? What do you need to do to make that happen? What are some of the opportunities to look at? And we have two returnees that are going to be joining us and talk about their own student stories. So why? Well, studying abroad is an amazing way to combine academics and adventure. And you can work towards your progress to degree, but still be in an amazing place and having all kinds of adventures. The photos on this slide are all from one of our econ accounting students. And in fact, you can see a video he did on our YouTube site, went off to Thailand and obviously, did all of that, had lots of adventures, but he also got a great job at an accounting firm. And he felt that studying abroad was the reason he got that job. So something I always like to emphasize on the why is it's really unusual to have an opportunity to live abroad. You guys have, most of you have already traveled abroad. And if you haven't, I expect you will. And all the rest of you will do it again. That is a wonderful opportunity that we all have pretty easy access to in normal times. But to live in a place is different. And I don't think students appreciate, unless you have lived in a place, what those differences are. So I'm going to ask some of our returnees to address that in a few minutes. But the other items to think about: marketability. As I mentioned, Josh, who's in these pictures, really felt that, studying abroad helped get him his job. You're going to be graduating with this great degree, but when you add study abroad to your resume, that is going to be especially impressive. So there's also possibilities for saving money when you study abroad, and unique opportunities, unique coursework that you couldn't find at UCSB, research, internship possibilities. I'm going to go into internship possibilities especially because I think that's critical. And on courses, one thing to keep in mind are courses like marketing courses that may not be offered at UCSB, and you may not be taking those necessarily for major credit, but they might be the type of course that you're really interested in taking, and you could still take it on EAP for college credit. So let me just stop for a second, and Elliot, if you are there, could you just turn off your mic and pop in, and just tell why, 2 sentences on why you think econ accounting majors should consider studying abroad?
Yeah, so first off, it's like a great experience to have. I know that I wanted to go abroad even before I came to school, and to be able to study my major, it was just a great opportunity. Like you said, there are courses that just aren't offered at UCSB that might entice you to take, and if you don't go abroad, you really don't get those opportunities. You can learn a lot if you're into like international finance, for example. There's a lot more opportunities outside of UCSB than there are here, or different little niche areas of like economics as well that you can find at other places.
Great, thank you very much. Is Nicholas, I don't know if he's joined our meeting yet. Hopefully he'll be joining, but let me move on. So now let's just talk a little bit about where you might consider going. There are a lot of locations and programs offered through UC-EAP. So just as you can see on this slide, over 155 different programs in 40 countries. That is a little fluid as programs are continually being added. So how do you figure out where is the best place for you? So this slide is from the UC-EAP website, and they have a search engine, Find a Program, that I recommend using. So you can put in there lots of different filters. Here I put in business and economics, although you could also say business administration. So then it went down from 150 programs to 92 that matched that search. I could then further filter it to say, I want my courses taught in a specific language, or I want to go a specific term. And again, each of these filters is going to result in other fields. So another resource you should be looking into is when you're thinking about how do I make these decisions and further, find out advice on where I should go, is the other website that's very handy. And I'm going to put in the chat links to all of these resources. So this is the UCSB EAP website, and we have an academics tab, and there you'll find a drop-down menu for all the majors on campus. So you'll find the economics page, and on this page, you will scroll down, there'll be a lot of tabs, but you will find when there's a section called What Courses Shall I Take, there are a lot of programs recommended. You're not limited to those, but UCSB's economics department has already pre-approved hundreds of EAP courses. So that means, you can look on there and have confidence that if you take that course at that particular program, you will get credit for your major. There are also some great videos on the side done by returnees. This is the one by Josh that I was mentioning. Another fabulous resource is this Gaucho Credit Abroad. Again, on the academics tab, you'll find it. Now, this is a database of all courses that UCSB students have taken and how they have applied them. So when I look at that and I put in economics for major credit, I get over 500 course results. And this can then be searched, or it can be sorted. I can sort it by country, but I could also sort it by major requirement. Here you'll get different specifics. It could even be a course equivalent. Now, this is all about UCSB students taking courses abroad, how they applied them. It also includes GEs, and maybe if any of you are double majors, you can play around with that with your other major. But another good resource that is a little broader is this UC EAP Course Catalog. So this is on the system-wide website, UC EAP, because it's about all the UC students and what courses they have taken on study abroad. So when I look there under, again, just looking under economics, over 1,000 courses, again, can be sorted. And what's nice here is that the transcript title has a hyperlink, and when you click on that, you'll get an actual course description. And you'll see here the number of units, what department it was in. So again, these are historic. It means what students have taken. But given that there are so many programs, there are new programs, there's a lot out there that no one from the UC system has taken yet. So please don't feel you're limited to these opportunities. So now that you've looked around and you've decided, okay, here's a program I'm interested in, what's going to actually be offered when I go? Well, that's what you'll want to go to the program website. So this is again on the UC EAP page. And here's just an example for National University of Singapore. There'll be an academics tab. And on that tab will be links for the best way to get the current information. So links to the host university course catalog. In some cases, there'll be syllabus. In other cases, it will be just listing the courses that will be offered. Now, you may not have all the information there, but that is going to have the most current information. So another opportunity that I do want to mention and emphasize is internships. I know a lot of UCSB students are keenly interested in getting internships. And in many ways, I think interning abroad is a lot easier than interning in Santa Barbara. We live in a small town, it's hard to commute, and when you go abroad, you might be living in a big city with public transportation. So some of our programs integrate internships into the program. So you enroll, one of your courses then would be for academic credit would be an internship. But other ways to do internships is go on to one of the immersion programs. That's like going to a host university abroad. And most of those programs, you could do an optional internship. Maybe you want to do it for credit. Maybe you just want to do a volunteer opportunity. These are some pictures of UCSB students who've done various interning opportunities around the world, marketing beer in Australia, teaching English in Japan, working with a nonprofit in Chile, and this one was interning in a parliament in Scotland. So yeah, a lot of great internship opportunities that I highly recommend. So now I want to just review how the credit works. So when you go on UC EAP, you will get automatic units, UC units for all your classes. You'll be a full-time student and all the courses will count towards your graduation needs as far as units go. But if you want to take any classes for any of your major credit, you must work with your department. So the major credit will be subject to the discretion of the department. You generally must take those classes upper division for letter grade. You need to communicate with your department before you go, and I highly recommend while you're abroad, especially if you're intending to get credit for a course. You need to keep in mind that your plans before you go are often going to be different than what you actually enroll in when you're there. So you want to be flexible, and that's why I also encourage you to communicate before you go. And then the process for Econ, you're very fortunate that many courses have already been pre-approved. You have a faculty advisor who will pre-approve other courses before you go, but you still must take the course, get your grade before you go through the petition process. So the pre-approval is just giving you that knowledge that your petition will be accepted. But you can also take courses that haven't yet been pre-approved. And if you're doing that, you want to strengthen your case that the course is appropriate by keeping your coursework, your grades, tests, etc. So there's a lot of information, but we have a lot of people available to assist you. You have fabulous advisors in your department, and we have a great staff at the UCSB EAP office, interns who have all studied abroad last year, professional staff who advise by country. So be sure and come to our office hours. We're open every day of the week. We have drop-in. We also have office hours for advisors. So let me just review a few final tips. Start your planning now, and there's no such thing as too soon, because the sooner you start, the more time you can take to really research your options and find the best program for you. It also will give you the time to do any preparation you might want to do. So think about if you wanted to study abroad in a foreign language, you could prepare for that by making sure you have that language prep done. Attend more meetings. We have all kinds of meetings. I mentioned at the beginning, every Friday, we have kind of a 101, how to apply, what's it all about, how do I get started meeting. We have costs and finance meeting also every Friday, but we also have, if you look at our public calendar on the website, meetings by country, meetings by topic, many this quarter. Consult your advisors in our office, advisors in your department office, and if you're interested in doing GEs, you'll want to consult advisors in your college office. And finally, I just want to emphasize, don't miss out. And that's probably the most important. If you don't apply, you definitely will not go.